3-month period. This comprises relief of about 10.9 million Ghana cedis per month, or 32.9 million Ghana cedis for 3 months, for a customer population of 569,000 live customers. A percentage representing 60.67% of the total NEDCO customers, and 36 million per month, or 108 million for 3 months, for 369,000 non-life customers. Ladies and gentlemen, for VRA, the total government relief is equivalent to 55.5 million Ghana cedis per month, or a total of 166.4 million for 3 months. This comprises the relief of VRA comprises the following: 1, 12 mining customers at 42.4 million per month, or a total of 127.2 million for the 3 months. 2, Valco, 4.8 million per month, or a total of 14.4 million for the 3 months. And 3, other manufacturing customers such as Aluex, Diamond Cement Limited, Savannah Cement Limited, Enclave Power Limited, of which 7.9 million Ghana cedis per month, or a total of 23.7 million for the 3 months. Ladies and gentlemen, overall, the government is providing a cumulative relief of an amount equivalent to about 1 billion Ghana cedi, approximately covering a customer population of about 4.8 million meters across Ghana for the 3-month period commencing April, May, and June 2020. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, thank you for your presentation. Minister, you also didn't use my hand sanitizer. We're encouraging people at home to wash their hands and to use hand sanitizers, and we'll also be disinfecting our podium here every now and then. Minister, thank you. So about 4.8 million meters. About 4.8 million meters. As we get into some more detail, there's a rule of thumb about average how many people use each meter. So we can extrapolate and even find out how many people, individuals, are expected to benefit from that. And we'll take some more questions shortly. So that is a quick brief on what the President's intervention on energy means for us. We'll take your questions on that shortly. You can make a note of them. We'll take them shortly. You will notice as well that today we are not doing translations into other local languages because, as we announced, working with the Bureau of Ghana Languages, this entire event is being translated into 8 other local languages for later playback across media networks. Honorable Minister, I would ask you to help me out. Blue Band is here. I do understand Blue Band has a presentation for the COVID-19 Relief Fund. So I'll crave your indulgence just before we move along to join me. Upfields Brands Ghana Limited. They have Blue Band products to support low-income families. They are sending that to the Ministry of Social Protection. If you may please step forward, the Honorable Minister will receive that on behalf. Are you making a presentation, or this is just a symbolic one? Please, if we have products, let's make them very quick so that we can move along. And while we wait for that, let me give you some quick statistics on testing. You would recall that His Excellency the President mentioned that the imposition of restrictions in Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi was to allow for something to happen. It wasn't just an imposition of restrictions or what they call a lockdown for lockdown's sake. It was to allow for something significant to happen. That significant thing is what we call the Enhanced Tracing and Testing Program. We had a target, a primary target of close to about 10,000 persons that we sought to test. As at now, as at last night, as at the latest figures updated by the Ghana Health Service, Ghana's case count, as I'm sure you have read on the website, is 641 positive cases. It comes out of 50,719 tests that have been conducted so far. That is almost 5 times, or about 5 times, the target of tests that we set for ourselves to literally lock down and conduct, to give us an indication of what to do next. So just a quick update this morning. As of last night, 50,719 tests had been done. The data I want to give you is about the rates that are being discovered in the tests. The tests have been in 3 categories. There is the normal surveillance test, which is what ordinarily we would have found if we were still using the old method. Under the normal surveillance test, 13,838 people have been tested under the normal surveillance test. People who suspected they had symptoms, etc., and got in touch with 112 and the phone platforms, or went to their clinicians to be tested. 13,838. 268 of them tested positive. That is a rate of 1.9%. So 1.9% of the people who suspect they are having symptoms tested positive. Then there is the mandatory quarantine, where the state decided that we'll mandatorily quarantine people and test them once they were entering the jurisdiction at a time that our borders were being closed. It was in 2 parts, airport and Tamale. So the Accra airport and Tamale. At the Accra airport, we ended up running a total of 2,011 tests. 2,011 tests. 105 of them tested positive. In the end, that's a rate of 5.28% tested positive. In Tamale, we ran 11 tests. 10 were positive. That was 91% of that. Then we had the 3rd level of the enhanced contact tracing and testing. That is where now the public health nurses, immigration, epidemiologists are going out into the communities or the hotspots and are literally chasing or going or seeking to go ahead of the virus to find it and not wait for it to manifest. We have done a total of 34,859 tests in that enhanced contact tracing and testing category. 258 of them were positive. That is 0.7%. So if you put it together, as at last night, we had done 50,719 tests, and 1.3% of the people we have tested are positive. So it begins to give you a sense that this entire, what you call lockdown that has been done, for the major objective of literally trying to get ahead and find out how much of the virus we have in the system and deal with it, we are finding out, as at the data from last night, that just about 1.3% of the at-risk populations that we have tested are the ones that have tested positive. It begins to give you an idea of the level of challenge we have in the system. As we have mentioned, it is elements like this that would inform the president's decision of what should happen next. But in the full interest of transparency, as we provide a lot more information, I've been instructed to make this information available to you currently. We're also informed from the data platforms that 83 persons have recovered currently, and there are some 17 more that they intend now to also conduct a second test for, and hopefully to add to this category. So that's just by way of information. Can we quickly take the presentation from Upfields Brands Ghana Limited so that the Honorable Minister for Energy will receive it for us, and then we will deal with the subject of stigmatization. Upfields Brands Ghana Limited, it's our understanding that you are making available Blue Band products to support low-income families. These products will be made available to the Ministry of Social Protection so that they include it in the food items that they are making available. On behalf of the government of Ghana and the people of Ghana, we are very grateful to you for your contribution to the national cause. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable Minister, may I ask you please to stay with me? I do understand that Betway Ghana Limited has a check of 150,000 Ghana cedis that they also want to make available. I want to get that out of the way, and then we'll deal with stigmatization. Betway Ghana Limited has for us a check of 150,000 Ghana cedis. We are very grateful to you for your contribution. Have you put the money in the account already, or you are now coming to put it? You have put it in the account already. We are very grateful. We are very grateful. Honorable Minister, thank you so much. Gentlemen, thank you for that presentation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, stigma, as we mentioned in our last briefing, has become one of the challenges that we very quickly need to combat. If I may repeat, it is because if the levels of stigma associated with COVID-19 continue, we fear that people may go underground. People who have conditions who need to step forward so that we can diagnose them and treat them, they may go underground. People may not disclose their conditions as they ought to. Communities will continue rejecting offers by well-intended people to make available isolation or potential treatment centers. And so it is important that we build some knowledge about why we need to avoid stigma. This disease is not a death sentence. Unfortunately, we have had 8 persons who had underlying health conditions who have passed on, but it's not a death sentence. People can be assisted with treatment and can recover. Later this morning, we'll invite one gentleman who contracted or who tested positive, who was given supportive treatment by the clinicians here in Ghana, who has tested twice and is negative now and has recovered, has been declared recovered, and has been returned home. He's joining us here this morning to speak to us about why we ought not to stigmatize people like him. And we have to give them and all others support and also make available our facilities in our communities. I would invite him up shortly. But it is my understanding that as part of efforts to make more centers available for treatment, a number of organizations and individuals are offering their facilities, some of which have unfortunately been rejected by local communities. But the state is beginning to assist some of those who are offering to engage with the local communities to deepen understanding so that we can utilize some of those facilities should it become necessary. It is my understanding that the Ghana Football Association has made a facility available. Initially, there were challenges, and those challenges have now been resolved. GFA President Kurt, yes, Kurt is here. Kurt, give me just a moment for us to have our podium sanitized, and then please join us with a quick explanation of what the GFA has offered and how far we've succeeded in coming with dealing with the local community to make it available, as we start with the stigma conversation.
Good morning. So following the passionate appeal by the President of the land, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, asking all Ghanaians to join the fight against our biggest enemy, the Ghana Football Association, led by the Executive Council, thought that regardless of the fact that we've been going through our own, what we call COVID-18, in the period leading to normalization and beyond, we will not sit down aloof, for which reason we decided that we have a special facility in Pram Pram that can house up to 250 people. It is strategically placed. We decided to offer this facility to the use of government as one of the isolation centers to treat our people, our colleagues, our brothers and sisters who live in Pram Pram and its environs. Now, following that singular decision, we decided, together with the support of the Ministry of Health, the government officials, to engage the chief, the elders, and the youth of Pram Pram and its environs. In the last few days, we've gone through that process successfully, and we can confidently say that the facility is ready to be used by the government free of charge to ensure that our brothers and sisters in Pram and its environs are well taken care of. Together, we'll win this battle, and together, we'll bring our football back. Thank you very much.
Kurt, we are grateful to the Ghana Football Association for what you are doing to make this facility available as a potential isolation and treatment center. It is important for local communities to understand and accept such offers because it does a number of things. It protects even the local community because if somebody is positive, that person can be isolated from the community to prevent potential communal spread and can be assisted with supportive treatment in that facility. It is my understanding that the state security apparatus and other ministries working with the Ghana Football Association are now taking custody of this facility so that in the shortest possible time it can be added to the list of facilities that are being used. Also after engagement with traditional and other leaders in that community. So Kurt, we are very grateful for the leadership and the support of the Ghana Football Association. Now still dealing with the subject of stigma and the need to improve communal support, I want to invite Mr. Fred Dra. Fred is a Ghanaian like yourself and myself. He will tell us briefly a bit about himself. Fred contracted the virus or tested positive. Fred, come up. Contracted or tested positive, went through treatment, supportive treatment, first negative test, second negative test, has now been declared recovered and is back home with his family. As we deal with the subject of stigma, briefly, he will speak to us and make a call out to the country. He will also speak about why it is important for you to stay at home so that you don't end up having to go through the path that he went through before recovery. Fred.
Hi. Let me use the one that the doctors gave me. So, okay. Thank you very much. My name is Frederick Kwekudra. I'm married, 4 children, 3 boys, 1 girl. In terms of workplace, kindly forgive me, I'll disclose it to the minister for certain reasons, because I've done so many interviews and the outcome is very big. So please forgive me for that aspect. Yes, I was tested positive on the 17th March. That was one fateful Tuesday. 12:15 a.m. to get to Wednesday. I was just lying on bed and I realized that I was feeling feverish and I was finding that my throat was drying within the shortest time. So I called my wife. She gave me some paracetamol, 2 tablets of paracetamol. I took it within the shortest time. I realized that I was feeling warm, and through that God so good, I was able to sleep again. The following day, I decided to go to the hospital. I visited my polyclinic. They did malaria test, BP, sugar, and about 4 tests, but they realized that I was all negative. But they took my temperature. They realized that my temperature was above the normal temperature that every woman is supposed to have. So they started some sort of suspicion. Still, I was not clear in mind. So they just called me to an isolated place and they asked me to sit over there. I sat there for about 45 minutes. No one was attending to me. So I became furious and I started shouting, "Why do I walk to your own facility to treat me, check on me, and later on just come and dump me over there for some normal period?" I started shouting, and one nurse just approached me and said, "Gentlemen, just have patience. Have patience. Someone will come and attend to you." So I was there when I saw one gentleman putting on the PPE, and he attended to me. He came, and he asked me to open my mouth. I opened my mouth and he put a small. He,
Can you just come for just a little bit so that the
yes.
sound...
I know my status, so I'm just being very careful.
Yeah.
Yes, if you've been there, you know what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, I went there and by God's grace I'm back. So I'm very careful about the instructions that doctors give me. Anything that I touch, I'm very careful. So this gentleman came in and took in that swab. And later on, I left, I drove myself and I went to the house. The following day, Thursday, I was there and I received a strange call. Please, are you Mr. Frederick Dra? I said, yes. You visited the hospital this day? I said, yes, I visited the hospital. The gentleman there said, yes, they took your sample, and lo and behold, they found out that you are COVID-19 positive or coronavirus positive. In fact, it wasn't easy for me. I was trying to control myself. The doctor called me, the one who called me, and encouraged me that I should just disassociate myself from my family. Let me stay at one place and let me let my wife just attend to me and the rest of the children just go far. I was able to obey him, and since then the children were suspicious, but all the same, my wife was strongly behind me. She helped me, and the gentleman said they will ask for ambulance to come and pick me. I was so eager that the ambulance should come so that I can leave early. That fateful Thursday, the ambulance was not there. Friday, the ambulance was not there. Then Saturday, which was 21st, around 4:35 o'clock p.m., the ambulance came. That is the place where I saw myself dying. I really saw myself dying simply because of the information out there. I also know that, the moment you are being attacked by this virus, within 2-3 days, you are dead and gone. I saw my wife and my children crying seriously. I have never sat in an ambulance before, but that day I sat in an ambulance, and the only thing that I could tell my wife is that I just waved her. It was a very terrible moment for me in my life that particular day. But thank God, what the gentleman, the doctor told me that at times even makes me feel like maybe I'll go and not come back again. He said, Fred, kindly take some small dress. If you can take some small dress, 2 or 3 dresses, and just go. So, 2 or 3 dresses, that means maybe I'll go and, to me, I will go and not come back again. But God so good, I left. I told them that they can send me to any place that they want, but don't send me to Tema. I just don't know why I said that. But this ambulance picked me, and I was just in the ambulance. Wherever the ambulance was going, I didn't even know. I was just in, and then this gentleman drove me, and before I realized, I entered to Gan East District Hospital. That very faithful day, I knew there should be distance between myself and the doctors. Me being the first patient to use that facility at Gan East District Hospital, the doctors were scared of me, the nurses were scared of me, and lo and behold, what I said, Fred, this is your room. They just opened the room, and I was pushed into the room. I was asked to enter into the room. I entered into that room. In fact, it was a moment of sadness in my life. But 2 ladies came, 1 lady and a man came and gave me a number. That, Fred, if you need anything, these are the numbers you need to call. So that means they will not get closer to me. They will not get closer to me. In fact, the doctors and the nurses at where I went, I will just say, I will give them 95% because they did very well. Very, very well. The psychologist, very good job. The doctors, very good job. In fact, the type of food that I eat over there, I would just say maybe I don't eat that one in my house. But the food was good. It comes on time. In the morning, the food comes on time. In the afternoon, it comes on time. In the evening, it comes on time. The doctors over there was very, very good, and they were able to help me to go through. Yes, I was discharged Sunday. I came home on Sunday. The doctors and the psychologists let me know that I should stay indoors. But after certain interviews that I did, my wife will go to town. The moment she comes in, she will just be crying. So she will not even grant any interview again. You just be crying. Why are you crying? When I went there, if the thing is there, they'll say it is not there. I can remember I was going to barber my hair. I don't go out. One day I want to go and just barber my hair. I went there, the gentleman just saw me. He just said, and all that is it. But the point is that at times I feel bad because I know my status. You don't know your status. That's why I don't want to get closer to you. Yeah. I know my status that I'm tested negative. Too. What about you? But you are rather scared of me. The stigma over there, my children, I thank God they are strong behind me. They go to town. Some of them don't want to pray with them. But there are some other colleagues, friends who also try and call and encourage me that I should go ahead. I have a questions over here that I want to answer in my own dialect and about 3 dialects. COVID-19, let me tell you that is real. COVID-19, coronavirus, it is real. I'm telling every Ghanaian that this virus, it is real. So please, try and obey the lockdown, washing of hands, social distance, all other things that they be saying in the media and so on. Let us try and obey. I don't think every normal human being can be drinking water within the shortest time like that. Within the shortest time that I take water, my throat is dried. So I have to be continuing taking water. COVID-19 is real. Now, when someone is being tested positive, brethren, I thought so, that when I go, maybe 3rd day I'll die. But when I went there, I realized that it's not like that. I went and I'm back. People will also go and they'll be back. So when you're tested positive, please and please, just go to the health centers so that they can take good care of you. They'll send you wherever you're supposed to go, then you go and come back. COVID-19 and coronavirus just to be a gym to say if you say baby you not know. Me jitum say be me Korea for be but I can't see it with my naked eye to say that it was from this man, so it can happen to anybody. A bit me to be so and me ata jora ma de sereji ka bonu ko mata gbon yebede me do to government pon fofo ba me no homa na me go tayi gaba wona na ko no homa obe pro asi obo na won kan na use sanitizer akotutu asinchie magano hadomio na wenema no skeba COVID-19 ama vago kakane bia aseto ba yemanya kata gbon government la yemasago a ka hama ontoy manno agbapla kudomi kaka yehowa dem mi ni ke mo fiam ne nuashi COVID-19 lelani mi kwa TV mi na shi mepi still a hey ya shi COVID-19 alo coronavirus no e mo mi na gbele yin e nyumo drumo imba wo mi kenye fa shi ye bomodi ni jenye kenye na shi mo kolo wen na ku e no twa shi mo bonyo jine mi bien to ne je mo bonyo jimi no kuno ko efemi ye wale mi ye ni mi ya mi ba ni ha no botu government no ne ke wo fe no wo fe ko obey ko ye no ya tunu ko mam ya lo na Africa very important tashia just obey the government tashia ni ke sebi no ko ye matemi no he no fo woni bi ka ye no ya passion COVID-19 in communities womeni yo akucho bibi emie ni kanya shi kanye na mukunda ka ofa na nye kala wie ejuashi ka okele mo ewie ni o encourage your mo banye femini eke ba upa ni ba gbe shika bo wie no kela shi onungoda o ba ya no ba kani bi mo ko ete ba in fact mo fe ne kele mo ba shi nya me o le mi papa do mi mara kuku do na mi na jualade mi hiana mi be mi na mi ajidepo.
Try your P Ultra Bema Wukuechi Yauno Ayira. Wahwɛ sɛ akokɔ a wodi mfie aduosia etumi akoto fam abro a wonte sisimu yaw bia. Trondel P Ultra oyaw ebeyira. Waje nkwa a ebesa kotodwe ni aposo yare. Trondel P Ultra oyaw ebeyira. Wobenya Trondel P wo pharmacy bia ewo Ghana pa na nyina. Etufo nso nkɔ Pharma Limited from Mesia Kumasi. Ana frɛ